Hello everybody, Dearly Query here, and Year 5 was a ride. Not just because of the war with Dune Clan, but because of an event we'll talk about a little later. So, jumping right into things, we'll start off with the battle against Dune Clan. It was early morning when Eurostar led the attack. What they didn't expect was for Dune Clan to be ready and head them off at the border. Skytop charged into the fight, pouncing on the warrior Alapelt and raking him with precise strikes. But she's forced to flee as the deputy Hawkflare lands a surprise blow to her side and sends her reeling. Badgerstar is in the thick of battle, claws pummeling Oregano's belly until the Molly is able to struggle away and runs for her life. Ebi is grappling with Acacia leg when the Dune Clan warrior lands a deep claw wound to his neck. Brookhowl sees and charges in, taking Ebi's place and dealing blow after blow to her enemy. Swept up in her fury, she sinks her teeth into Acacia leg's throat. He falls to the ground, dead. Brookhowl turns her attention to another foe, Cobra Fang, who's more than willing to flee after seeing that vicious display. Badgerstar sees the dead body of her clanmate Acacia leg, and Brookhowl snapping at Cobra Fang's heels. She charges, knocking Brookhowl away and dealing a flurry of deep wounds that leave Brookhowl still on the ground. Badgerstar plunges back into the fray, leaving the thought-dead warrior to stagger to her paws and limp away. Warrenfall is ambushed by the clever warrior Gecko Shade, who pins her to the ground with teeth aimed for her throat, only for Mocha Crawl to charge in and tackle Gecko Shade to the ground. The two MarshClan warriors make short work of chasing off their enemy. In the fray, one Dapple spots the Dune Clan deputy Hawkflare and charges in. Hawkflare is caught off guard by the fierce attack, and one Dapple is able to send her enemy fleeing after a deft blow to the deputy's neck. At the edge of the clearing, a shape slinks through the shadows towards Tallspots as she chases after a fleeing enemy. The shadow pounces, and Tallspot's cry of shock is cut off as teeth sink into her throat. Her body is left dead on the ground as her killer slips away. Puddlepaw is easy prey for Badgerstar, who toys with her quarry alongside Pipefleck. Mocha Crawl sees this and violently attacks Badgerstar with a protective fury she'd never felt before. Badgerstar is sent running and calls for a retreat, though her fierce glare promises this isn't over. With that out of the way, we'll move on to StarClan, starting with the only casualty from the battle, Tallspots. I'll just go ahead and tell you now, she was murdered by someone in the clan, an outcome with an extremely slim chance in the generator I slapped together, but a chance nonetheless. The rest of the clan have no idea, but think it was a Dune Clan cat who killed her during the fight. Nobody suspects a thing, just as the killer intended. Next up is, surprisingly, Tansy Catcher. She was on patrol with one Dapple and Pop Ash when a dog came out of nowhere. It snapped for one Dapple's throat, but Pop Ash was able to push her out of the way, suffering a nasty bite in the process. Tansy Catcher was quick to jump in and catch the dog's attention, but it only took a heartbeat for her concern for Pop Ash to leave an opening. The dog struck her down, though one Dapple was able to finish the fight and send it running without any other casualties. An unsurprising and a very surprising combo is Lowash and Puddle Leaf. Puddle Leaf had just gotten his warrior name when he went out to help Lowash with gathering herbs, since Sedgetuft and Eurostar were busy in camp. While out, they were ambushed by a group of rogues. Both of them fought hard, but Lowash was old and weakened, while Puddle Leaf was still young and inexperienced. A patrol arrived to help, but it was too late. Lowash was already dead, and Puddle Leaf died soon after from blood loss. Drift Swoop was a casualty of Leaf Bear. She caught Yellow Cough late into the season, when herb stores were running thin and everyone was weaker from hunger. Try as Sedgetuft might, she couldn't save the young warrior, who left behind a broken family. Though not dead, a few moons after the battle, one Dapple was on a hunting patrol near a clearing filled with two legs. So lost in her thoughts, she's still grieving the death of Tallspot. She was caught by one of the creatures and taken away from the clan. Many hope she can find her way home, but her clanmates still grieve her loss. And on to the living, we have Eurostar. He's had quite a mixed year, with everything going on. The battle was a success, though he had hoped to avoid any casualties. But then only a moon later, he lost Lowash. They both knew the day would come soon for Lowash to join StarClan, but he had hoped they would have had more time, and mourns his friend and love. Minnow Clover has had a pretty uneventful year. Nothing really happened with her, honestly. She's just chilling, doing her job, taking care of her clan, training a troubled apprentice. After the dog attack, Pop Ash was left with a permanent limp, but she's hardly let that keep her down. While out gathering herbs, Sedgetuft and her stumbled upon the body of a dead loner and her kits. They were able to save the 4 kits and decided to adopt them as their own, naming them Fluffy Kit, Drip Kit, Green Kit, and Slumber Kit. Only 2 months old, they haven't had much time for their personalities to shine, but new kits are always a great thing for the clan. Maitland is a newcomer to the clan, and our first ever mediator. A patrol led by Minnow Clover saved him from a dog, and he decided to join the clan, curious about this different way of life and wanting to experience it for himself. He's not much one for fighting, despite his skills at it, but he's a great hunter and has adapted well to the clan life. Brushheart and Basil Fur have also had a pretty chill year, despite the grief for the loss of Drift Swoop. Basil Fur is finally retired and is glad to have a chance to relax for once. Her nerves less frayed since the battle went in their favor, and Eurostar hasn't shown signs of attacking again. Brushheart has been spending plenty of time with her mate in the Elder's Den, and is soon to retire as well. An unlikely friendship formed this year, with Ebi and Skytop turning out to be a chaotic duo of pranking. After the death of her sister Tallspots, Skytop was in a rough state of mind. It was Gibi who helped pull her from the dredges of grief and keep her paws moving. Gibi's been trying to keep everyone's spirits up, in fact, not wanting others to feel the same sadness still twisted deep inside him. Freckle has had an interesting year, to say the least. I'll just tell y'all now, she warned Eurostar about the oncoming attack. She's the one who killed Skytop during the battle, and she sent one Dapple to hunt near the Two Legs, ending in her capture. She's girl boss. She had kits with the Dune Clan warrior jackal spots. She's just gone full villain, and it's great. Needlepaw's taken to her mother's dark side like a duck to water, and even gets secret training on Dune Clan fighting styles from her father. Her mentor, Minnow Clover, is trying to curb the shadow she sees in the young apprentice, and wonders what could be causing such a thing. On the other paw, Flounderpaw chose to be a medicine cat, and is training under Sedgeduff. He has no idea about the secrets his family holds, and is happy learning to heal his clanmates. Smartypants has gotten real flirty with Roachback this year, and the pair of Toms have become mates. This was quite a surprise to me, honestly, but I think it's super cute. Smartypants and Roachback just seem like a geeky pair of guys off rambling about their hyperfixations to each other. Couple goals. Talonblaze and Warrenfall have been grieving the loss of their sister Drift Swoop, but other than that, nothing much happened with them either. This clan's getting too big for everyone to have an in-depth story arc. I don't know what to tell you. They're sad. Talonblaze got a scar-saving reef paw from her hawk. That was cool and ironic. She has a one-sided crush on Freckle going on though, so that's pretty problematic. Despite some bumps, Brookhouse had a pretty great time, all things considered. Killed someone in battle, immediately after got beat up by a kitty pet and got a limp, the usual. She's not very happy about that last part, and has been patrolling every day looking for the kitty pet, Hazel, to get some revenge. Her injury hasn't dulled her fighting skills, that's for sure. Oregano's been chillin', being a background character. She's certainly found out that she hates fighting, and has decided to stick with hunting for her clan instead. On to the newest warriors, Reefheart and Rowanstripe have earned their full names. Reefheart's still insecure as ever, despite how her mentor One Dapple tried to build her confidence, and she tends to keep to herself these days. In contrast, Rowanstripe has grown into a confident warrior with training from his mentor Roachback, and is very outgoing. He's ended up leaving his sister behind, and Reefheart's quite upset by this, feeling alone in the world. Brucefoot is a new addition to the clan, a wounded loner who stumbled upon this place and was allowed to join after she'd healed. She keeps her past close, not telling anyone much of anything, but she fits in well so far, and the kids always love to play with her. Another addition is Ant. He came here looking for Jessica Shade, who he has a past with, and both were very glad to see one another. As a kid, Ant was saved from a dog by Jessica Shade, who risked his life for the little kid. Since then, they crossed paths every so often, until Jessica Shade joined the clan, and Ant became worried for his savior's whereabouts. Now that he's found him, Ant decided to join as well, and is quite happy here with the rest of the clan. Into the nursery, Beans has had a litter of kits. No, not with Mocha Crawl, but with a loner. Mocha Crawl's here helping out the new mom with a trio of rambunctious kits: Clover Kit, Moth Kit, and Mink Kit. Beans is grateful for the help, and loves her new little ones with all her heart. Lastly, and a surprise to be sure, is McChicken Bramble and Tony Pelt, who have had a daughter of their own. Yes, Tony Pelt is back. Low Ash's spirit led her home early in the year, and since then, her and McChicken Bramble hit it off well. Seed Daisy knew about the relationship before they came out, and is so happy for his mother. He loves his little sister and gives her a lot of attention, and Tony Pelt couldn't be happier to be home. And that's all for MarshClan's 5th year. Things are heating up with Freckle's turn to evil. She's pulling Ash for on One Dapple, that's for sure. For the battle, I made a simple little generator, and Tallspot's murder was a very low chance to happen, and it sure did. Unfortunately, there wasn't many deaths still, and an extinction event failed to happen, so with all these new kits, the clan only grows. We'll have to see how everyone fares next year, and if anyone ever finds out what stuff Freckle did. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time.